is another example of stock that claims to pay a dividend but has never paid me, at least, a dividend since I bought it in November of 2023. It's basically a year and a half. I made some money on stock lending. But that's about it. So like I said, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Only throw in like 20 bucks if you're unsure of the investment, or even $1. When I first started out with Cash App, I invested $1 in everything. And then what I was gonna do is, when the stock was down, I was gonna buy more and sell when it went up. Day trade, basically. But that was before I learned about dividend stocks. Then, when I learned about dividend stocks, I decided to go that direction. So I still day trade a little bit. For example, this one, if it never pays out, then I might use it as a day trade. Right now the stock is down, way down. Well, 50% down. I put in 20 bucks and it's only worth $10.50. It's up for the month. It's up overall. But over the past 5 years, it's been down. But it's still up overall, so it could potentially recover. I don't know. We'll see. If it don't, then I lost maybe 20 bucks. But we'll see if they start paying a dividend. So it says here they pay 12.5%, but that's not necessarily true. So, I've got a new formula. When I suggested my old formula, one of my guru guys that I follow said that it's probably not my best option. So, I thought about it, and basically, so what I was doing was, let's just say it pays 53% dividend yield. I would throw in $50, but if it was an ETF, then I would throw in $530. That was my formula. A REIT, ETF, index fund, or a bond. I recently found out bonds are not as secure as they once were, thanks to Obama. Apparently Obama screwed over a lot of bondholders during his administration. And a lot of people believe that Obama was Biden's puppet master while Biden was in office, because Biden wasn't cognitive to do much of anything. Maybe during the beginning of his term, but towards the end of his term, he was totally not with it. But anyways, Obama was most likely, somebody was behind the scenes pulling the strings. But anyway, so bonds are not as secure as they once were, thanks to Obama. Now I don't know what's going to happen in the next administration, or in the current and the next administrations. So I'm not sure how much I actually trust the bond market anymore myself, thanks to Obama. Michael and Barack. But anyways, I had to throw that in, sorry. I don't know if she's a he or not, but there's a lot of evidence pointing in that direction. Nonetheless, so basically my new philosophy or way of doing things now is, and this is provided I have the money to do it. So, for example, this stock pays 12.5%. So I'd round it up to 13. So since, if it paid a dividend, so since it's down for the last 5 years, I would only throw in $13. You know, so instead of doing the drip, I do my own manual drip. So, say it pays 10%, so, and it pays annually. So I put in $20, it pays me $2 a year, but it's down for 5 years. For the last 5 years, I'll only put in another 10%, or in this case, 13%, or $13. So I only put in $10 if it's only paying 10%, and I only put in $13 if it's only 13%. But if this was up for the last 5 years, then I would throw a 0 on it. So even an ETF could be down, an ETF or a REIT, the stock could be down. But if it's down overall over the last 5 years, then there might be something wrong with that stock, and it might not be a stable investment. There's other things to look at too, like I don't think they show you on here the earnings per share, but they do tell you the PE ratio. Now I don't know how to read the PE ratio properly yet. But basically what I would say is if they're upside down on their earnings per share, and over here I can see that, but this app doesn't seem to work anymore. See, I can't look up any new stocks. I can only see what's existing in there. So I think this app is either broken or obsolete. I don't know if they support it anymore, but it doesn't work right. I loved this app. But anyway, so let's see if I have PETS on here. I reorganized it alphabetically since it's not working properly. OP. No, but let's just go to PBR. So here, it shows the earnings per share is 1.39. It's not in the negative. So they're not upside down on their earnings. Let's pick another one. Okay, their earnings per share is 1.31. So they're in the green. These guys' earnings per share, EPS, is 0.49. So they're in the green. Here we go. So these guys, Healthcare Realty Trust, their earnings per share is in the negative $1.14 per share. So they're in the red. So when someone is upside down on their EPS, I would say that's a red flag. But they're still paying dividends. Like this one here has a 0.76% dividend yield. Then, you know, I might still throw in $1.
Keep left onto I-435.
Oh wait, no. Their yield is 8.54%. So I throw in $9 because they're upside down, but I'm still, if I'm still getting paid, then I'll still reinvest. So, you know, so going back, you know, if I put in $20 and it's paying an annual yield of 10%, so I get $2 a year back. Instead of dripping that $2 back in, I will manually drip in $10 because it's paying 10%. So, but I only do that when I get paid. So if it doesn't pay, I don't reinvest. I only reinvest when it pays out. That way, if it pays out monthly, I'm reinvesting monthly, like the drip, but it's a bigger drip. So I might call it a big drip instead of a little drip. Is that a cop or security? Security. Anyway, I'm not necessarily speeding. I'm only going 6 miles over the speed limit. Whoa, what the fork? Keep between the lights, dumbass.
Onto Governor John Anderson Jr. Highway toward Lawrence.
And I got a phone call. So anyways, yeah, just invest $1 or a couple dollars and wait and see if they pay a dividend. If they don't pay a dividend, treat them like a day trade. Who's calling? My brother. Yo. What are you interested in? Oh. It's probably not. It's probably not all it's cracked up to be.
In 2 miles, use the right lane to take exit 83 for I-35 south toward Wichita.
Because they don't get as much business, probably. the women make more money. I looked into that. Well, I thought about looking into that a few years ago. I heard about it, I don't know, probably a decade or so ago. But I didn't think, I would make any money at it because it's more of a woman's gig. That's true. Feminism has created a lot of lonely women. Right. Right.
Half a mile, take exit 1B on the right, onto Governor John Anderson Jr. Highway toward Florence. Speed limit reduced.
I think I saw a movie or a TV show on like the Twilight Zone or maybe it was Quantum Leap
use the right lane
one
to take exit 83
where they
for
leaped
I-35 south
into,
toward
I think it was
Wichita.
Quantum Leap, where they leaped into an alternate universe where it was a matriarchy and all the men were like the traditional women and all the women were like traditional men. And it was like really weird, and the guy was like, I gotta get out of here. I have to go look that up. I don't remember what show or movie that was,
Continue for
but
1.5 miles.
it was funny. You're what? Oh, shit. Right. Right. ZIM is up.
In half a mile, turn right onto I-35.
Earnings per share is $19 per
Half a
share.
mile, use the right two lanes to turn slightly right onto the I-35 South ramp to Wichita.
The stock is down a little bit from where it used to be, but the yield is 45%. Right?
Use the right two
Wait till it
lanes
gets
to turn
closer to
slightly
10.
right onto the I-35 South ramp.
Well, yeah, I always say buy ZIM when it's under 20.
Continue on I-35 South for 7 miles.
Because 20 seems like the balance number. It will go down to 10, and it might go up to like 30, but it on average it stays at about 20. Maybe 15. 15 might be the magic number. But yeah, hey, it doesn't hurt to look into it. I mean, if I was single, I would look into it again, or more seriously. Carrie told you to do it? Huh? Your leveling? Oh, your love language. Yeah, but, spooning leads to forking. Right. Kind of like an escort service is just a date. That's true. That's true. Hey, what could it hurt? Professional cuddler. Right. Well, that's a cheap investment. I don't know. I mean, if you're a Chad, you'd get a lot more business, but and you're more of a Chad than some people, even though you're short. You still have that something that women are attracted to. Yeah. See, I'm a normie. You know, maybe a level 7 normie, maybe borderline 8, but I'm just like normal. I'm above average normal. So I probably wouldn't have much luck. Personality, though. I think people like him for his, women like him for his personality. He's a very likable person. Yeah, he can be a little grody, but I mean, he might clean up good.
In 2 miles, use the right lane to take exit 215 for US 169 South, Kansas 7 South toward
not a bartender. He's a bouncer too, so that makes him more attractive. Not the boathouse, but over on the dock where the big fish are, where people feed the fish. There's a bar over there that he bounces. And apparently they got good food too. Yeah, the marina. I've never been there, so I don't know. Go check it out, especially since Josh is a bouncer there. You know, maybe Laura and I would go there on a Friday night. That's when I think he's working mostly Friday nights there, maybe sometimes. Well, in the summer, probably Friday and Saturday.
In half a mile, take exit 215 on the right onto South Harrison Street toward Kansas 7
In a half
South.
mile, use the right lane to take exit 215 for US 169 South, Kansas 7 South toward Paula.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Yeah,
Use the right lane to take exit 215.
Right. Hey, even being a bouncer
In a
might
quarter
be a
mile,
good side
use the
hustle
second
for
from
you.
the right lane to take the exit toward
Right.
Indian Trail,
You
Junior
stay
High
away
School.
from the alcohol.
Use the second from the right lane to take the exit toward
Turn
Indian
right
Trail.
onto South Harrison Street toward Kansas 7 North.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can control that, you would make a good bouncer because you're no nonsense. People might not be intimidated by your height, but they would be intimidated by your characteristics. Yeah, your demeanor. People aren't intimidated by me. They think I'm a pushover. That being said, I mean, I don't know. Some people have said that I look kind of intimidating, but I think most people don't. I'm a better blocker, but I'm not as good of a fighter anymore. I think my last fight was with you.
In 800 feet, slide right onto the 151st Street ramp.
Reduced ahead.
Right.
Slide right onto the 151st Street ramp, then merge onto West
The older you get,
151st
the
Street.
more tricks you gotta pull out. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I'll ever be. I think that is a country song.
Continue on West 151st Street for 3/4 of a mile.
It's stock time. Actually, it's past stock time. Once I do my drop and hook, then I'm gonna start doing the stocks.
In half a
Is it
mile,
dropping?
turn right onto South Lone Elm Road.